Gonna have a bit of a shaky cam for this episode, but my room is as clean as it can be. I'll explain that all, so come with me, I'll show you some stuff. We're gonna talk about wrong turn today, but before we get into the song, I'm gonna show you guys where I keep my instruments, the desk that I'm using to record, and some of the equipment that I use to record with. So here we are. So this room originally was the girls' nursery when they were born, so it's incredibly pink, and we're dog sitting right now, so we've got some extra space in here. But here's kind of the desk where it happens. Here's my MacBook. I use GarageBand. Well, there's my microphones. The Blue Yeti USB mic. When it's on the gooseneck, I'm recording guitars. When it's on the mic stand with the thing, I'm doing vocals. And if I am doing direct in, I'm using the PreSonus Autobox USB 96 headphones and stuff like that. So, and then my guitars are over here. These are the 3 guitars that I would use mainly. A 4-string Ibanez bass, older than dirt, kind of gets the job done. My Martin, which is in all of my shows. And then my Korean Stratocaster, which does all of the electric guitar parts and stuff like that. Guitar is Capo 2 because almost everything I write is a Capo 2. There's my Anthony R. Smith original painting. You should buy some of his artwork. It's amazing. All right, let's get to it. All right, Wrong Turn is one of those big, full-sounding open chord songs because I'm in Capo 2, standard tuning, E formation, which puts me in F sharp. And that's the progression is the same in the chorus and the verse, primarily. You know, there's some liberties taken. A sustain. If you go back and listen, I try to alternate adding that 9. In like every other pass. So the intro of the song you would hear. Right? And then for the second kind of movement of that verse is we're still letting these high strings here ring out. And then for the chorus, it's the same. I must have gotten lost. I must have took a wrong turn. A sustain into this B, big open B. Anyone at home? I must have been asleep. Had the 9 real life that I don't wanna wake up. So please don't let me wake up. Right back into it. So that's the chord breakdown. I will say what I've been doing in my live shows, because I just did Sanford Porch Fest, as I wanted a bit of a different sounding chorus, because the more I would play it as I was practicing it, it all felt very, very one tone and one flavor. So I didn't change the harmony of the chords or anything like that. I just changed the position of them. So instead of playing everything in this major cowboy chord format, I just jumped up here and did it. I must have took a wrong turn. Is there anybody out there? Is there anyone at home? I must have been asleep, worn out from my real life. But I don't wanna wake up, so please don't let me wake up all alone. And then back into that. I don't have a camera mount, so you guys are gonna have to just bear with me. But here's what the session looks like in GarageBand. I'm gonna open up the drummer here. We can find out who our drummer is. It's Kyle. Thank you, Kyle. And then who would be the other drummer here? Quincy is my pop percussionist. I believe those kind of come in and out. What is that anyway? Yeah, see, it's not there unless the volume's off. Nope, it's all the way up. So where does Quincy show up? Let's hear what Quincy has. I would imagine it's the chorus. Well, he's kind of buried in there, but it's enough. Thank you, Quincy. Thank you, Kyle.
I must have been asleep.
Yep, right on the chorus. So, you guys know me. Most of my stuff is all guitar based. When I have a guitar one, what are you? That might be pretty direct. And then a live one. There's a Nashville guitar in here, which I will, I think when we talk about the bridge, I'll get to it. I wanted to talk about the harmonica. I used this harmonica. It's an E-stop. It's kind of I mean, it's not an expensive harp. It's a good harmonica though, because on capo 2 key of F sharp, I had to use a B harp. And I used a vocal fuzz on it, which gave it a little bit of a raspiness. I always joke that most of the songs that I write, I never write for second position harmonica. So the fact that this one's got one in it, and it hits you right at the top of it, always made me happy. One other thing I learned when I was messing around with this stuff last night was, I guess when I was recording the vocals, especially the lead vocal, I wasn't getting what I wanted, so I put my electric guitar on and just strummed and played while I was singing. Sometimes that just is more comfortable that way. So if you listen, you can hear the electric guitar being played. It's unplugged. That's just me strumming along to it.
Sometimes I'll pretend that I am someone that I'm not, just to get
Right
away with
spaces.
how I want
Right
to feel. Makes it easy.
So, and I have a lot to learn. I'm still learning about all of this stuff. I wouldn't call these like these aren't always my best recordings. This was the first one I did for Hudson Avenue. So I'm kind of not just, it's not willy-nilly, it's not random. It's just more of an exploration. Here's what some of the backgrounds sound like isolated. It's always fun to get in and kind of dig around with those things. I think one of the more interesting things, let's see if we can get to where this is the third verse. This third verse has a pretty cool harmony on it. In my opinion, it does. So let me isolate that, take you through the third verse. This is the part about the motorcycle.
Maybe I'll buy a motorbike and I'll heat up all that chrome. I'm gonna ride it down some lonely desert road.
We have an ascending harmony here.
Because the revving of the engine makes me wanna ride to heaven, where I'll kick off these leather boots and rest my weary load.
Pretty cool, huh? That stuff always kind of fascinated me. There's not a lot of double tracks on this. I just kind of copy and paste and add a phaser to whatever lead vocal I've got. So here's probably the most, is this the bridge?
My day away.
No, this isn't the bridge. This is the bridge, right?
One out front.
Nope, we're getting there.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where it kicks in.
Yeah.
Here's the bass.
Yeah.
Nashville guitar, just to thicken everything up. Every time I've had to hold my... Nice minorized chord coming. All right, now here's probably the most fascinating part of the whole track, right? The whole project, really. You guys know me. I'm usually always the guy with the acoustic guitar. I very rarely ever play electric guitar, but we just had to make it different. We had to let them know that I was doing something different. So here it comes. Right? Pretty cool, just ripping right into that. Let's put it on the solo section. Now, I've got some slides over here. I've got a brass slide, a glass slide. I didn't have those when I recorded that. So you know what I used? I used the underwater handle of our GoPro on my electric guitar. So we come right into this. Here it comes. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm a lead guitar player. I'm not a lead guitar player at all. But this solo was just fun. And I went around a lot, did a lot of turns on it because I was just having a good time. It's the out solo. Let's see here. A lot of pinched harmonics there. A little ode to Bugs Bunny.
Now I knew I should have taken that right turn at Albuquerque.
Yeah. So really the only thing we haven't broken down is the lyrics. So in just talking about the lyrics of the song, what the song means was, so I'd written this in the spring of 21, kind of right before I started to have to work on cross country like full time. This song was almost going to be a part of cross country. I guess you could maybe even, I could have seen it maybe as the finale, even though I'm glad Shining Like the Sun happened. But there was a whole lot of constant wrong turns, you know, trying to come to terms with all of your own emotions. And there's these, sometimes I'll pretend that I'm someone that I'm not, just to get away with how I want to feel. That line really was pretty big, and it was the first thing to be written down. What I did was just decide then in every little piece, those 4 chunks of what would be verses was perspectives of, I guess, my life in like my personal life. So, you know, sometimes I'll pretend that I'm someone that I'm not, to just so I can feel how I want to. I'm having dreams and I don't recognize the person, but I feel who that person is. And you know what? Things are going so well in this dream, I'd probably I would rather want to be there. The motorcycle verse is really an ode to Neil Young's Unknown Legend from the Harvest Moon album. Somewhere on a desert highway, she rides a Harley Davidson, her long blonde hair flying in the wind. So that's kind of what that's about, this freedom. Maybe I'll just throw it all away. I'll go buy a motorcycle and I'll just drive around the desert. And then the last one is just, I laugh out loud even though I heard it. I'm not going to stop you if I've heard it. I'd rather hear a joke right now than have to deal with any amount of my environmental bullshit. So that's really where it came from. The bridge was the last thing to be written, both, the chords as well as the lyrics. And I didn't really understand it. And that's where I brought it back to myself and just went, you know what, it's okay. In between mistakes around the edges of my life, and every time I've had to hold my breath, the thought that's coming back to me, slicing through this fantasy, is how content I am to be living life to death. And that's when the last chorus takes on a new meaning. I must have gotten lost. I must have took a wrong turn. So, but I think all of us are a little worn out of our real life. That's Wrong Turn, track 1, Hudson Avenue, man. I hope you guys dug this video. I'm going to be making more of them. I'm going to try to get all of this out to you. here we go, man. Listen to it, and I hope when you do, you hear all of these subtleties. I gotta go find out why the dog's barking. Be cool and be kind.
Must have gotten lost. I must have took a wrong turn. Is there anybody out there? Is there